my goodness. What you doing? Hey, what up, guys? How you doing, Cowboy Crunk? It's been a long time, I guess. Hadn't done a live show in a little bit, but just checking out the news here. Not a big deal to us Cowboy fans. We knew it really wasn't going to go down with us. We did look at this guy earlier, but as you guys know, probably by now, the Seattle Seahawks have signed Ziggy Ansah. I'm just hanging out here in Houston, Texas, watching my Houston Rockets right now down by 10 to the Golden State Warriors. Really, really good game. What's up, Mike? How you doing, brother? Cowboys 1973 in the house. Jamal Burton. But Ziggy Ansah signed by the Seattle Seahawks. Looks like he's flying there tomorrow. So not a big deal to us, but I do think this Dak deal is going to come down pretty quick. I think it could be within the next 10 days, possibly. I think they're going to look at some other things. The Amari Cooper thing. There's news now that actually Amari Cooper has not thrown out an offer. The news earlier today was that Amari Cooper put out an offer, and the Cowboys were tremendously surprised by what he put out. Well, actually, it's the new news is that Amari Cooper has not thrown out any number yet. So that was fake news earlier. What up, Hector Vega? How you doing? Loose change in the house. Big Splat, Dan Blatt, how you doing, brother? Spa day, haha. No, this is every day, dude. My life in Houston, every day is spa day. I'm usually outside, but we had a lot of rain today, so I was outside trying to watch the game. And there's a few little mosquitoes out there. That'll be gone within a week or so. So I'll be outside watching. They usually come by about once a week and spray, so they could come by and spray tomorrow. Yeah, man, I'm chilling, bro. I got these everywhere. I got them in Kabul too, but I don't wear them too much. But anyways, like I was saying, Seahawks have signed. Oh, I love you too, honey. I saw that. I was like, love you. I was like, who the hell's putting that out there? That's Cowgirl Crunk. Love for Makeup by MC. That's my girl. She just went somewhere, I think, to the kitchen. But anyways, it looks like Ziggy Ansah is signed by the Seattle Seahawks. He'll be flying there tomorrow. I do expect. I'm really thinking this Dak deal will get done. I'm hoping. I was talking with Dan, Big Splat, Dan Blatt. He's always got something good to say, always dropping some good knowledge in the chat box. So I try to give some nicknames to the guys that are here all the time. I'm hoping, guys, I'm hoping for like an 8-year deal. I don't know. Hopefully, if we could do something like an 8-year deal with Dak. Quarterbacks are going into their 40s now with the new rules, and those rules are not going to change. They're just going to get even they're going to become even more favorable to quarterbacks. So to me, give the guy a long-term deal. You can kind of work him on that long-term deal, down the road if we decide to renegotiate. Another thing a long-term deal does is we get Dak on the books. We can work these other guys out. Dak is the cornerstone. He's the one that's going to make or break this team. This is the most important contract the Cowboys have done since the Tony Romo contract. And this one could be more important than Tony Romo's contract. If we can get Dak in here at the right price, and I'm not trying to say like some team-friendly deal, all contracts should be team-friendly. And what team-friendly means is you make money, but you outperform your contract. That's how you win Super Bowls. You have to have guys that outperform their contracts. You have to have guys that are performing better than the other guys that are performing at their same salaries. So let's say if you've got one of the top performing quarterbacks at his salary in the league, well, that means, you can, if you've got wide receivers that are performing at a better, performance rate according to their contracts, and you've got safeties doing that, and you got defensive linemen and offensive linemen doing that, well, then you've got the recipe for a Super Bowl team. The problem is when you have guys, I'm in there, Dan, I'm in there, Mike. I'm in there around, dude. I'm in there around 20 to 30. I'm okay with that. If I say if, it has to be where he plays a certain amount of games. There has to be some non-injury incentives, also some performance incentives in there. So I'm all good with that. But he's going to get, and he deserves around 30. I mean, it's just that's the market. That's what the guys are getting, and I'm trying not to compare him to individual people, but there's too many people out there making that money. So for us not to give him that, it's disrespectful, but they've got to sit down, and before they do that, they've got to look at these other guys. They've got to make sure they can keep Cooper. We've got to make sure we can sign, we have money left to sign Jalen Smith. And I know that's down the road, but all of this rolls down the road when you do these long-term contracts. What's up, Gunner? How you doing, brother? Big Gunner in the house. But all of this goes into effect when you start looking down the road. We have Jalen Smith. Way down the road we have Van Der Esch. We have guys like Xavier Woods. We have guys like Byron Jones. All of these guys could be affected by Dak's contract. We've got to make sure that the pieces of the pie are there to cover everybody. So I'm not trying to say, Dak, take a team-friendly deal. A team-friendly deal means you take the money that you deserve proportionate to the amount of value you are to our team. Is Dak valuable? Yes. But we have other valuable people. And if Dak doesn't leave some food on the table for those people, we will lose those players. We will lose some of these guys. It's just inevitable. You cannot have 22 Pro Bowlers playing on both sides of the ball. So you guys can see how Tom Brady's contract has left about $6 or $7 million on the table every year. $6 or $7 million gets you 3 to 4 very good players at a couple million apiece. You go $2 million apiece. You look at our guys, some of the guys on our roster that we're paying $2 million apiece. And if you give Dak that extra money, you've got to take those kind of guys off. At least a couple of those. Let's see. Check out the chat box here. One good thing we can pretty know he stays. Yeah, that's one big thing I'm super hot on Dak for. I think Dak has his own insurance policy. He does slide good. He gets down. His decision making, guys. He makes very good decisions. When he does run it, he makes good decisions. He's had a couple situations where he's put himself in harm's way, but he's thick. He's solid. He's a very, very solid individual person. He's got thick wrists. He's got big ankles. I'm not concerned about what I'm more concerned about him with is possibly a hamstring or something. But as far as his ability to stay healthy, bones and things like that, maybe concussions you might be concerned about. This guy's going to be healthy. I have no problem with that. Or thinking, he's going to have a knee issue or an ankle issue, or he's just a big, solid, big-boned quarterback. Exactly, Hector. I missed something. Hector said, "Let me slide up here and check out what I missed from Hector." Hector, any news on our future millionaire Dak Prescott? No, there's no news right now. I know that they're working on it. The news to me, the biggest news is Amari Cooper. They were saying that Amari Cooper threw out some number that's supposed to be super surprising, but now that's being redacted. Is that what it is? The new government word. Apparently, that has not been stated. There's been no statement like that. I don't think he deserves it, but that's the market. Hector, I don't. I want him to get what he deserves. I don't really like looking at the market either. Shit, man. To me, he plays football. A lot of us would do it for free. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, that is the market. You've kind of got to look at the market. You look at the players on there as a group. I won't look at any one individual player and say this guy makes that. But once the salaries around that guy are a certain level, and he has won more than them, he has played better than them. He has not had the stats that they've had. But if you guys recall the last game of the season where we played New York, we didn't have to win, and they played Dak without Zeke, and they threw the ball like 42 times. Dak had numbers. Dak is capable of. You guys hit me with some thumbs up, and let's do some comments on that game. Do you guys recall the last game of the season, Game 17? We played the Giants, and they did not run the ball. They concentrated on working on Amari Cooper and getting those tight ends involved. You guys remember that game. Dak had very, very good stats and played very well. Now you switch it back to a normal game where we run Ezekiel Elliott, we run these little bubble screens, and it's not that Dak is dink and dunk. It's the fact that we're a physical, run-the-ball team. The clock stays running. The faster the clock and the more the clock is running, the less stats you're going to have. You're not going to have stats where Dak has you're not going to have stats where Dak has like 400 yards a game, 2 or 3 games in a row. You're not going to have that. No one will. Cole and Dak made the finish. Yeah. But if you guys recall, look back at that game. They did not throw the ball at all. They did not run the ball at all hardly that game. That game, they concentrated on the passing game. I think Dak threw the ball 42 times. I think he threw it 42 or 45 times that game. If somebody wants to look it up. But let me check the Twitter box. I got some new news here. I'm sure it's more stuff on... it's just more stuff on Ziggy Ansah, which that deal will be done tomorrow. I'm sure the numbers are already squashed. It's probably, yes, it is a 1-year deal for Ziggy Ansah. So we'll see, guys. I was 8-year-old back in 1980. I still remember crying like a little girl when Dwight Clark, rest in peace, caught the catch from Joe Montana. Yeah, that was a tough game too. I was watching the game earlier today where Tony Romo had the muffed snap, and against Seattle. We had the game. Oh, man, that game was crazy. Really, really crazy. Jason Witten almost had the first down. If he would have had the first down, the game was over. They called it a little bit short, and so then the Cowboys decided to kick the field goal and go up by 2, and then the snap got muffed. That game was man. Yeah, I think that cursed Romo. But that game was on NFL Network today. So I just wanted to get that little news out, guys. Let you know I'm back home. I'm safe. I'm having a little Crunkin' and Coke. Cowboy Crunkin' and Coke. It's actually Crankin', something like that. I think Stevie Mac's the one that got me hooked on this stuff. It's a really caramely rum. Pretty good, though. But you guys enjoy the night. I'm going to sit back and watch my Rockets hang out here. And hopefully we'll get this win and we'll go up 3-2 and bring this series home, baby. But I appreciate you guys joining in. Hey, guys, please like, and subscribe to the channel. I'm not donating a lot, but everything from the channel does go to Dak Prescott's Cancer Foundation. Last month, it was supposed to be around 150. I have not seen any updates to my account or anything go in there. I'm watching the stream how that works. But anyways, the new news. Ziggy Ansah has signed to the Seahawks, so we will see him later this year. And also Amari Cooper has not thrown out any number. That was fake news earlier today from somewhere, but it was passed around quite a bit. But it was put out later that the Cowboys have not received a number from Amari Cooper that's supposed to be some big surprising number. That did not happen. So we'll see. There'll be numbers. There'll be numbers, I'm sure, coming out on Amari Cooper. But what the Cowboys need to do is we need to reach out and get a hold of Dak, get a hold of these guys one by one, get a hold of Cooper, get a hold of Ezekiel Elliott, get these guys, whoever seems like they're ready to sign. Get them signed first. If we can get Ezekiel Elliott signed first, if his deal seems in the ballpark of what running backs are making, and he's not asking for some crazy number, bang, sign him. If Dak Prescott steps up to the plate and he gives us a number, $28 million over, let's do 7 years or something like that, and we can work out a deal where it seems team friendly. Get it done. And I'm not asking anybody to sign a team-friendly deal, but you got to realize anybody that takes more money than the typical running back, or you try to get in the top 5 and the top 3, you can only have a certain amount of those players. So you've got to ask that player, if you're asking for this, you have to realize we may have to let, we may not be able to pay so-and-so what they want, and somebody's going to walk. So these players got to understand that. So, hey, Crunk, I feel we're stout everywhere but safety. You see us making any moves to get another safety? Hey, man, I don't know if you know. I'm sure you have. It's been out on about 20 videos today. I try not to get involved with all the videos with everybody posting. But as you guys know, we are pretty deep at safety. Now, we don't have a bang-it-up safety. We don't have a playmaking, Spider-Man type back there safety, just snatching balls and clocking people. But they have reached out to Stephen Jones at the golf tournament today. His phone was ringing. And if his phone was ringing and he's at a golf tournament, I'm sure he's not calling people to make deals from the golf tournament. He's kind of away from football. But he was getting calls today, so some teams are looking at some of the current safeties we have. So that could be an incentive to move one of the safeties we have now for a draft pick next year. Or I don't see us actually needing, like you're saying, I agree. I think we're pretty stout everywhere. I wouldn't see us trading one of our current safeties for another lineman or another corner. So if we trade a safety, I would assume it's going to be for a draft pick next year. If that happens, then yeah, maybe we look out and try to get another safety off free agency. There's going to be some guys hit the market that we don't expect to hit the market. Now, those players are probably going to be players like we have situation with Allen Hurns. Is Allen Hurns going to be here? At his current salary, it's probably going to be, take a pay cut, or we're going to, look at releasing you. Or we're probably not going to get much on a trade for Allen Hurns. So his salary, though, is steep for his production and for what we need him for. Even if we expect his production to be more, I don't think we need that from Allen Hurns. So we're probably looking at a release of Allen Hurns. If we could trade a safety, if whoever's interested in one of these safeties, if it's Heath or if it's Woods, I would assume we're probably getting some calls on Woods. We just got Ioka, so I don't think that would be in play. There could be a call on Kayvon Frazier. I like Kayvon Frazier's size. I think he's a great player. He's an outstanding special team player. Now, we didn't play him much at safety, but there could be some teams out there that are looking at Kayvon Frazier and saying, He played outstanding on special teams. Cowboys didn't use him much at safety. Let's bring him in. Let's use him on special teams, and let's try to see if we can work him in with our safeties. So that could be a deal they're looking at, like with like one of the Kayvon Frazier guys. But Stephen Jones did get some calls today on safeties. Of course, it's not being put out what safeties, what names were involved and stuff like that. But these deals are always in the works, guys. So apparently there's some teams out there that think our safety depth chart is deep, which it is deep. Now, there's no, like I said, there's no Hank Aaron's on there. There's no, and I'm just, using a baseball reference, but there's no, there's no Earl Thomases on our team, or we don't have one of those Palomalos or anything, but we are getting calls, and teams are looking at our safety. So they know we have depth at there. Stephanie in the house, what's up? And there is Crunk in the robe. Hey, yeah, they were saying earlier today's a salon day, so I'm hanging out in the spa. No, I just, this is my gear. I'm watching my Rockets play. They're coming back. They're down by 7. So I got a bunch of my buddies here on Facebook hitting me up messages. So spa day live chat. But no, I am going to start. The chats I'm going to start doing are going to be called Check the Boxes. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have some situations where the Cowboys are checking the boxes and when they're not checking the boxes. We'll do certain things on contracts. Are they checking the boxes on this guy's contract, or are they missing things? Or are there certain things that we think as fans that they need to be looking at? So I'm going to get rolling, guys. My Rockets are playing, and it's been a fierce battle. This gets me back into basketball. I know you guys probably have heard me. I was a big-time basketball player through high school. I mean, I loved it. I wasn't no blue-chip basketball player or anything. I did get a couple years on some traveling teams in Europe playing for the military and a couple of years of junior college basketball, but I don't watch basketball too much anymore. I'm just so enthralled with football. But this Rocket series has been amazing. Yes, I'm enjoying my b-ball again. It really has been good. Once I get stationed back here, I did get a note today. I didn't get the job in Guam. There's a possibility I'm still looking at the job in Hawaii. I do have an interview here in Houston on the 15th. So I haven't, mentioned that yet, but I've got a bunch of job interviews going. Hopefully I'll be back home. If I do that, you guys will start seeing me on the basketball court quite a bit. I'll do some live streams like right before the games and do some live streams after the game. So if you're into basketball, I will be officiating here, probably doing some high school and some junior college basketball games in the Houston area. So anyways, tired of Golden State. Me too, brother. But you guys be careful. Yeah, Guam is out. Didn't get that one. They selected somebody else, and I think I know the reason why. They asked me, the last question on the interview is how quick can I get there? And I told them I need to sell my house first if I'm coming to Guam, unless my salary is enough to cover the house here. But the problem with that issue is they wanted somebody there immediately, and I could have sold this house in a minute. It wouldn't have taken 5 minutes. But they didn't relay that to me, so I've been told they were concerned that I might want to stay here like 3 months to sell the house. So, big deal. Guam's out the door. Could be Hawaii, could be Houston. I have a veterans preference coming, so veterans preference means I kind of get to pick not where I want to go, but it'll work out. But I appreciate it, guys. You guys enjoy your evening. Cowboy Crunk is out. Like I said, like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. It does push it up to the top. Also hit the chat box if you're not watching live. Hit the chat box. Put some chats in there. I'm trying to answer everything because that also gets a lot of hits on the video, which pushes money to the channel. And like I said, all the money from this channel, once it does start coming in, I haven't seen anything yet. I supposedly got about almost $200 last month. Once it starts coming in, and I don't know how that happens, but I am set up to have that happen. Once that all starts coming in, all of that money will go to Dak Prescott, and I'll post it on one of my videos every month to show that the 150, 180, 200, whatever dollars went to Dak Prescott's Cancer Foundation. So take care, guys. Love, peace, and happiness. And I'm gonna watch these Rockets are going down again. They're down by 10. So I need to get working on my Rockets here. All right, take care, guys. Love you guys. Peace, and let's go Cowboys. Get Dak signed, baby. 20, 28, 29, 30 million. I'm happy with that. Do it up. And the office is over there.